Hi everybody, this video is on the new features of LOPA version 10. This video is meant for existing users who already know what LOPA is and how it works in combination with BowTieXP. My name is Fabian Zitman and I will be walking you through the increased flexibility as well as some of the time-saving functions of the latest features. In this video I will discuss these key points: built-in activation, threats, consequences and barriers, default values, which I will demonstrate in the software on how to edit. I'll also show how to change the scientific notation within the software. And lastly, when you're changing from version 9 to version 10, you will need to convert your data. In version 10, LOPA is built in. That means that it's integrated in BowTieXP as one activation code. The result for you as our customers is that it's easier to start working with the LOPA plugin. Please note it is still a separate price. And because of this new built-in activation, we were able to combine it with the BowTieServer so that you can also show LOPA data online, and will allow it to more easily be integrated with APIs. Having a built-in plugin allows for easier data transfer between BowTieServer, BowTieXP and those APIs. Now let's go into the software and see how to edit the default values for the threats, consequences and barriers. In version 9 the way to do it is to go to the threats, go to the LOPA tab for threats and then add the initial frequency. In version 10 you can make do with the default frequency value, which is dependent on the frequency that you give it. So this drop down, and in the tree view, as we will see here, the tree view, and if we find frequencies over here, we can see there are a whole bunch of frequencies, and if I double click any of them and I go to the LOPA tab for that frequency, I can find the numeric notation for it. So let's check which frequency this one has. Frequency F says 6 monthly, and 6 monthly should be equal to 2. So let's double check that. LOPA 2, correct. If I change this number, obviously this number changes accordingly. And for the observers, you could also see that the number changed here. So it automatically calculates everything. For the consequences, it is a similar situation. Again, just to reiterate, we can go to the LOPA tab, we can add an acceptable consequence frequency manually, or we can get the default frequency, which is based on the category. So let's look at general, category, major concern. So if I go to the tree view again, consequence categories, I open it, I can find major concern. If I open it and go to the LOPA tab there, we can see that it's this number, which we can see the target frequency, so it's the same. As you know, you can click here to get the display profile and you get the LOPA values that you are used to. Now in the past, in version 9, you would have to go to LOPA and you'd have to type in something here. But now with the new LOPA, you can get a default PFD for effectiveness, 0.2. So let's see where we have set that setting. If I go into the tree view over here, I can go to the bowtie lookup tables. I can open it. I can find, in this case, effectiveness. Open it, and we see we have numerous effectiveness values. In this case, if I look at very good, I can find the LOPA value there. I can see that the default PFD is 0.01. If I exit there, I can go to good and I can find the default PFD is 0.2. So this allows me to conclude that this barrier is a good barrier. Let's look at the effectiveness rating. Voila, it's good. So none of these barriers I have given individual values, rather they have been assigned automatically. Similarly, I can override them, so maybe I don't like this one after all, then I can change it to a different number, maybe 0.4, and if I press OK, it simply overwrites it. Now let's see what happens if a barrier or threat or consequence doesn't have a value at all for the PFD in this case, so no value assigned for the effectiveness, nothing, nothing. And we can see that this has changed. So if I undo that, we see with value it does show, without value it doesn't show. So it just stops calculating altogether. Why is that? Because now you can choose in the LOPA settings underneath tools what kind of validation you want to use. And currently we are in the strict validation mode, which means that it stops calculating altogether and simply says unknown whether LOPA criteria have been met. And if I untoggle this and I press OK, it reloads it. It assumes that if something isn't there, the value is 1, which is basically ignoring it, and it still performs the calculation. Another new feature of LOPA is that we can change the scientific notation. So let's go to Tools, LOPA Settings, and here we can see for the effective initiating frequency, in this case of the threat, the current numeric format specifier is number e to the power of something. Now, sometimes it's a bit of a hassle to pronounce e to the power of something, so instead you can choose how many digits behind the period you want it to show. So let's choose a random amount and we press OK. And as we can see here, it has changed it from 9 times 10 to the power of -1 to 0.9. Now that we've seen all the new features, only one step remains, and that's to convert your legacy data from version 9 to version 10. To convert your data, simply install BowTieXP version 10, activate it with your new built-in LOPA code, open a file with LOPA data that you were working on before, and the software will automatically detect it. It will give you this option you can see on the screen, a LOPA legacy data conversion. Press the button and you should be good to go. Alternatively, please consult the BowTieXP software manual for version 10, chapter 26.16. Thank you for watching. For more information, please see our website www.cgerisk.com.